I think you're making a giant mistake if you don't eat at these Royal Caribbean restaurants on your upcoming cruise at least once, because they are truly some of the best available out there. Specialty restaurants cost extra, and there's some restaurants that are included in your cruise and others that do have an additional cost to them. And I get it. No one wants to pay additional costs, but I really think this list of restaurants are worth your time, starting with the Royal Railway on Utopia of the Seas. Royal Caribbean came in with a brand new type of experience. It's more than just a restaurant. It is an immersive dining experience that transports you to the Old West. The reason why Royal Railway is just so impressive is because it combines all the senses. You've got the visual elements, you've got the taste elements, you've got the sight elements, and then you also have a story that is interwoven within it. And when you're hearing, seeing, feeling, literally, the experience itself, it really coalesces together to create something that you just can't experience on any other ship or really any other cruise line. While the Old West theme is a little kitschy and a little more family friendly, juvenile even, I will say even for adults, I think it is absolutely worth experiencing because it's just such a different experience overall compared to what you usually find on cruise ships. And in fact, the rest of the list here is about specific cuisines or cooking styles, but Royal Railway is a more all-encompassing experience, and I think it's one of the best ideas to come out of Royal Caribbean in a really long time. The dining experience starts off with you actually going to a train platform and then boarding a train car. And the train cars are based on late 19th to 20th century train car designs. And when the train starts up, the subwoofers in the seats provide a gentle jolt as the train slowly accelerates. And it's not jarring, just simply provides a sensation of movement. The window blinds open, revealing a digital landscape around you that can be seen all around the car. And in the Old West mode, you'll see mountains, deserts, gold rush towns, and even animals going by your train cars. Then, of course, you have the amazing food on board. Royal Caribbean does not skimp on the food here. It's a brand new menu, all sorts of neat options in there, and also some really tasty cocktails to go with it. On top of it all, you have a lighthearted story being told about robbers and marshals and you being involved in trying to apprehend them. It's a fun experience. I think it's a really cool idea, and I would label it as a must-do on Utopia of the Seas. Next up on my list is the Izumi Omakase experience, also available on Utopia of the Seas. Admittedly, the Izumi Omakase experience is truly for die-hard Japanese cuisine lovers, but if you are one of those people, I really think this is worth your time and money to go eat here because, again, it is such a big departure from what you traditionally have. Now, many Royal Caribbean cruise ships have an Izumi sushi restaurant. The difference here is this is more of a chef curated experience in which you sit here in a more intimate experience and have some of the best food you could possibly have in a Japanese restaurant. And really, this is what this list is about. Going to find the very best of the restaurants available on Royal Caribbean that truly stand out from the rest. And that's what omakase is all about because it is a chef's table type experience for Japanese cuisine. And yes, there is, of course, sushi on the menu, but there's other food as well. And that really surprised me how much more they were offering other than simply different kind of sushi rolls. There are 8 courses of food and drink served in which there's a pairing with every course that you get. And I got to tell you that I was really impressed by a lot of the different food choices out there. It's not a lot of repetition and a lot of different things that are available, including the miso broiled cod was so flavorful. I would love to have that again. It's a 2-hour experience and the service was absolutely impeccable. And I got to say that if you are a Japanese food fan, this is truly one of the best experiences you can find out there, and I would highly recommend it. Next up on the list is going to be 150 Central Park. 150 Central Park is still, I think, one of the best restaurants in the fleet. It's been around for a long time. Now, it's also gone through a number of menu changes over the years, but I still think it has one of the strongest menus. And don't let the lack of a defined theme scare you away. I know that I stayed away from 150 Central Park thinking it was like a foodie or frou-frou type experience, but really it's not. It's really just new American, and there are some fantastic dishes you can eat at 150. Even before you order food, you're going to be given a plate of garlic bread, which is just so good and so soaked in with the garlic and the butter. It's fantastic. And then, of course, you have the great menu. And when you order at 150, I love the lavote soup. I love the beef tenderloin for 2, which can be shared or, of course, have it for yourself, and the fried cheesecake. Those three things represent, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, 1, 2, 3 combinations you're going to find in any Royal Caribbean restaurant. The beef tenderloin for two, I think, is better than any steak served anywhere else on board a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, including Chop Steakhouse, which is usually right across Central Park from 150. 150 Central Park also has one of the best cocktails available, which is the Cucumber Martini, and that is a cruiser favorite for something to try. But really, I like the ambiance, and the menu itself is very strong from start to finish. And I really think that if you're going to do especially a restaurant, this is a great choice. We're going to go back to Isumi for my next restaurant because I think it's absolutely worthwhile, and that is Izumi Hibachi. Hibachi is teppanyaki style dining in which the chef cooks in front of you. You probably best know it as the kind of cooking that you'll find at a Benihana. When someone asks me for a restaurant recommendation to try, I almost always recommend Izumi Hibachi because it's a real crowd pleaser. It works for adults, it works for kids, it works for groups, it works for pretty much everybody, even picky eaters, because at the end of the day, you're being served chicken, beef, shrimp, or combinations of both, even lobster on the menu, and they cook it right in front of you, the way you want it, and serve it right to you. And of course, there's fried rice and vegetables, but you don't have to eat those things. My kids are experts at avoiding those foods, but it's really a great experience because it has the entertainment factor in which the chef performs a fantastic and always entertaining show. And then you have the amazing smells in there, which is worth the price of admission in and of itself, but of course, the amazing food that comes with it. And the proof is really in the pudding here because Izumi Hibachi is one of the most popular restaurants out there. And that's why I really think that if you're going to do like one specialty restaurant on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, and of course your ship actually has Izumi Hibachi, then I would definitely recommend that one. Another restaurant absolutely worth the price of admission, even though it's Royal Caribbean's most expensive specialty restaurant, is the Empire Supper Club. It's coming in at $200 a person, and I know what you're thinking, Matt, you are absolutely crazy, but let me tell you something. At $200 a person, it's not cheap, but it is worth the price. Available on Icon of the Seas, and it's going to have a similar experience on Star of the Seas when the Lincoln Park Supper Club opens up. It is an 8-course menu that's combined with live music and cocktails throughout the experience. And what really makes Empire Supper Club worth the money is the fact you're getting just some of the best food served on a cruise ship, along with some of the best entertainment and amazing cocktails. And the service is just as impressive. What really makes me think about going back to Empire Supper Club is the atmosphere and the fact that really you can't find this sort of thing anywhere else. I think Empire Supper Club combines the two things that Royal Caribbean does the best, entertainment and food. And when you combine the two together, it's something just totally different. And it is the best date night, special night out, celebratory experience you can find on a cruise ship because it's just so different. It's more intimate. And I think it's the definition of the sort of dining experience you've got to try at least once. And last on my list is another crowd pleaser, and that is Giovanni's Italian Kitchen. Now, I've been a fan of Giovanni's Italian Table, which is the precursor to Giovanni's Italian Kitchen, and Royal Caribbean has had, of course, Italian restaurants on its ships for many, many years. The reason why I really like Giovanni's Italian Kitchen is because similar to Izumi Hibachi, I think it's a type of restaurant that people are going to walk away from pretty happy with the experience overall. There's a great menu on here that offers pastas and pizzas and classic Italian dishes. I think Giovanni's works on a couple of different levels. First and foremost, it's good for picky eaters. It's also good for adventurous eaters who want to try something different because you're going to find some adventurous pizzas on there, along with some great dishes that really go beyond, of course, chicken parmesan and a plate of spaghetti bolognese. And on top of it all, I think Royal Caribbean really hit a home run with the quality of food offered here because I really feel that they saw what was working and what they needed to have on the menu that wasn't there originally and added on to it. So if your ship has Giovanni's Italian Kitchen, I really think it's a good option for anybody looking to do especially a restaurant with family and friends. Now, this is a list of all the extra cost restaurants that I think are absolutely worth going to at least once if you go on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Now, there are two other restaurants that I'm going to put on this list that, of course, are included in your cruise fare, and I think you absolutely should experience as well. Number one, if you're on Icon of the Seas or any Icon class cruise ship, the Aquadome Market is absolutely fantastic. It is such a great spot, and I thought this food hall concept was going to be more of a, okay, we'll go there like once, but I ended up going there a number of times anytime I was on Icon. The food is freshly prepared, it's really good, and it's open late night. The other one is the main dining room. And quite frankly, if you've never cruised before, you cannot ever go on a cruise and not eat in the main dining room at least once or like 6 times. The main dining room is an institution for a reason on cruise ships, and I think it's absolutely worth going to. You know, a lot of attention gets put towards the specialty restaurants. Heck, this whole video was about specialty restaurants, and there's the proof of that. But the main dining room is still one of my favorite places to eat on a cruise ship, and I think vastly underrated at that. The reason why I'm so high on the main dining room is because number one, the level of service is fantastic. The waiters get to know you, they get to know your preferences, and it really makes it a lot more personable. On top of that, the menu changes every night, so it's not always the same old, and I really like the experience of being able to share the main dining room with friends and family. It's a great communal experience and the kind of thing that really helps wrap up your day on board a cruise. To me, there is nothing more synonymous than a cruise ship, maybe the pool, than the main dining room, because the main dining room is just something that I always look forward to. And while I don't always dine there, I would say that anybody who's going on a cruise, if you're considering this list of restaurants I talked about earlier, should also not skip over the main dining room as well. Let me know in the comments below, what are the Royal Caribbean restaurants that you think are absolutely worth trying at least once, and the ones that really stand out as the absolute must-tries out there? Let me know in the comments below. While you're below our video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way YouTube lets you know we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.